So we're just supposed to let people die because some algorithm says that that's supposed to happen? You realize how messed up that sounds, right?
Miles was the first one to stand up against the Spider Society and Miguel regarding canon events. If you watched the movie, you know what it means. It's something that every Spider-Man is supposed to go through. Breaking a canon event can lead to the destruction of that universe. In this case, Miles learns that his father is about to die, and naturally, he would do his best to save him. However, the Spider Society believes you should let your loved one die to save the multiverse, a belief Miles does not share. Even Peter B. and Gwen believe in this. The situation is so critical that when Miles asks Gwen about her dad, who is a captain and therefore supposed to die, she is willing to let him die because of the canon. This is heartbreaking and shocking. Miguel firmly believes in choosing between saving one person or saving the entire world, while a true Spider-Man would try to do both. Miles insists he can try to do both, but no one believes in him. Opinions are divided. Some align with Miguel, thinking he is right, while others side with Miles. In my opinion, Miles is right. Canon events are probably not true. The movie itself shows that you can break the canon without destroying the universe. Take Gwen's father for example. When she got kicked out of the Spider Society, she went home thinking her father had died because he is a captain. But he was alive because he quit being a captain for her. She managed to break her canon without destroying her universe, suggesting Miles is right. The only reason Miguel is so invested in the idea of canon events is that he tried to substitute someone who died, his alternate version from another universe, which ended in the destruction of that universe. In my opinion, this was not a canon event but an incursion. Miguel interfered by trying to take someone else's place after they died. This is probably the reason why all that happened to Miguel traumatized him, making him think that if you interfere with something, even after knowing when and how it will happen, it can destroy the whole universe. To be honest, what really impressed me was the fact that he managed to instill this idea in the mind of almost every single Spider person in the Spider Society, that you should not break a canon event. However, what I think was very unnecessary was the way he treated Miles, putting all the blame on him and trying to make him feel guilty for what happened to his Peter Parker in his universe. Miles didn't ask to be bitten by the radioactive spider to become Spider-Man. It just happened. I don't see why Miguel was so angry with him. I think it was because Miles wasn't following his rules like the whole Spider Society. He was going against it, and that's what made him so pissed. I think if someone goes even a little against his ideas of preserving the canon, he would probably kick them out, as he did with Gwen. For example, when she asked if he was certain Miles' universe would be destroyed if he saved his father, Miguel didn't answer the question. Instead, he kicked her out. This likely happens with everyone who disagrees with his ideas. One of the best moments in the movie was definitely when Miles said he was going to do his own thing.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
He is willing to do whatever it takes, no matter if he's being pursued by hundreds of spider people. He stands for what he believes in, which in this case is saving his loved ones and writing his own story. That's why I think that Miles in the movie really embodies what it means to be a Spider-Man. Even after all the betrayal and heartbreak from the people he cares about the most, he still found the strength to fight for what is right. When you see him jumping off that train and the look on Gwen's face with pride in her eyes, she is completely inspired by him at that very moment. She had always followed orders, doing what she believed was right, but seeing Miles doing his own thing and fighting for what he believes in inspired her a lot. This is probably the reason why she admires him so much. It's unfortunate that not many people appreciate her character arc in the movie, but I'm pretty sure that in Beyond the Spider-Verse, all of this will change, and people will stop hating her. I personally found her arc in the movie amazing because she goes through highs and lows, made a lot of mistakes, and wasn't very genuine to Miles, who is the person she cares about the most. Miles means a lot to her, but unfortunately, she broke his heart. She went from blindly following canon events to doing her own thing, like Miles did, taking a leap of faith. I really believe that a lot of people from the Spider Society will change sides in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Some of them will join Gwen's team because after what Miles did, they are starting to question if Miguel is right about canon events or not. One character I really want to see on Gwen's team is Spectacular Spider-Man because he was okay with letting innocent people die for the sake of the canon, which is the complete opposite of his character if you watch the Spectacular Spider-Man series. It makes a lot of sense for him to join Gwen's team, and to be honest, I really want to see this happen. Some people are questioning if Gwen's team will face off against Miguel's team, but I don't know if that will happen. The villain of the movie is still the Spot, and he remains a threat to the entire multiverse, so I think them fighting will kind of give him time to do what he wants. However, it would be amazing to see a fight between them. I personally think that by the end of the movie, Miles and Miguel will get along because Miguel is not a villain. He's more of an antagonist. So, it makes perfect sense for him and Miles to get along. I was thinking of an example about a canon event. Just imagine, what if the canon is for the Spot to kill all the spider people? Will they just let it happen because of the canon? This is why I think that canon events are not real in the movie. Not even Miguel is 100% sure about it. I'm pretty sure that Gwen won't die if she gets together with Miles, which is something I'm really hoping will happen. To be honest, this would be the perfect conclusion for their love story and for the trilogy in general. It's already a masterpiece, but if this happens, it will make it 10 times better. Plus, the directors already said that it's going to be a satisfying conclusion to the trilogy, so it can definitely happen. Gwen really stood out in this movie because her arc is pretty much finished, but not 100%. She still needs to save her man in another universe, and we know that she has to do a lot more than just saying sorry after everything that happened. I heard people saying that they might get into a fight, like Miles will fight with Gwen at some point in the movie. It would be interesting, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The reason is that there is a lot going on for them to just fight. But if it does happen, it will lead to their reconciliation, with Gwen telling how much she loves him, maybe leading to a very romantic moment during the fight, who knows? There are so many ways for them to reconcile with each other. It can be during a fight, a heart-to-heart conversation, or even an almost death scenario where she thinks that he died, and suddenly he reappears, or the opposite. Miles thinks that Gwen died, and then she manages to survive in the end, strengthening their bond even more and finally getting together. It's kind of obvious that canonical events are nonsense, right? So I don't think we should worry about Gwen dying in the next movie. She's a very important character, and it just makes no sense. Just because she's a Gwen Stacy and she's in love with a Spider-Man doesn't mean that she might face the same destiny as her other counterparts. I really believe that the main message of the movie is writing your own story, doing your own thing no matter what people say about whether you can or can't do that, because you shouldn't follow a certain rule but your heart. I think that the movie is probably about this, writing your own story, and that's pretty much what Miles is doing.
One thing I learned from Miles: it's all possible.